Hi, I'm Melanie, and I would like to share the book Orbiting Jupiter with you. This book was written by Gary Schmidt and is the story of a young boy named Joseph who finds himself in foster care. Joseph is 13 years old and has a 3-month-old baby named Jupiter, whom he has never seen. The action in the story is Joseph trying to find his daughter. The story is told by Joseph's young foster brother Jack, and it opens with the social worker visiting Jack's family and explaining to them a little bit about Joseph. Mrs. Strout is the social worker who wants them to know that Jack has a baby and that he was sent to a reform school for allegedly trying to kill a teacher. Later on, Jack finds out the real story. Uh, the book is both heartbreaking and heartwarming. The relationship that is built between Joseph and his foster family is hopeful and loving, although Joseph does work really hard at maintaining his crusty exterior, which has served him well to keep him safe. Joseph finds himself away from the girl that he really loves and who becomes the mother of his baby. An interesting contrast in this story is the um, parents of the two children, Joseph and Madeline. Madeline's family is wealthy. The parents are lawyers, and Joseph meets Madeline when his plumber father goes to their home to do some work. It's clear that Joseph has um, a warm and nurturing nature by the way he speaks about his love for Madeline, his quest to find his daughter, and also the connection he makes with the animals on the farm where his foster family is. He finds a connection with a cow, and really, I think, learns about unconditional love through that relationship with the cow. As the story unfolds, we see how Jack and Joseph develop a friendship where Jack is able to understand why Joseph reacts the way he does to people and circumstances. Whenever Joseph is startled by a loud noise or if someone tries to touch him, he will freeze. His reaction is to freeze and step back. The adults in Joseph's life have, in some ways, made, with the exception of the foster parents, have in some ways made some preconceived decisions about who Joseph is based on his file. And that follows through the social worker, principal at school, has an idea of who Joseph is. And that angers Jack, the young foster brother, who sees Joseph in a much, much different light. He sees the fragile and vulnerable young boy as he stares out the window at night, looking at the moon and finally sharing with Jack his deepest desire to find his daughter. Joseph's father shows up midway through the story. He has a motive, an ulterior motive of suing the state because the state is putting Jupiter, Joseph's daughter, up for adoption. A lot of emotional and violent activities pursue from that. Joseph's father wants to get money for his granddaughter, and that hastens Joseph's desire to find his daughter. The author did a wonderful job making the character of Joseph believable and those characteristics that so many children in foster care experience. Some of those characteristics include distrust of people. Joseph does that, shows that frequently through his need to maintain that hard exterior and his unwillingness to show, especially adults, his vulnerability. There's also a sense of disloyalty to his biological family, which I believe is inherent in children who are placed outside of their biological homes. There's some fear of reunification. In school, Joseph really tries to stay hidden and worries about questions from people. And that is something that really, for myself, was true, not wanting anyone to ask me questions because I really didn't know how to answer them, especially that age, that age 13. The anger that comes up frequently in Joseph's interactions with people is definitely something I could identify with. Anger is the easiest emotion to show, and it was really used to mask a lot of hurt and disappointment in his life. The climax of the story is really devastating. And if I could rewrite the end of the book, I would. I found myself, as I was reading, not only identifying with Joseph, but really cheering him on and hoping for him a different life, a chance to have a family and to belong. I think there's several messages in this book. One of the most important messages and most poignant message, I believe, is that all it takes is one person to believe in a kid, and amazing things can happen.